Hey guys, how are you doing? Hey Michael Anderson. I could probably with my cards, but questions are closed. So maybe keep that and come back for next Sunday and get that in there at the beginning. And I could take a look at with my cards and use my intuition. That's how I would have to use it, unless it comes to me in a dream or something like that. Um, I tend to use the symbology. It helps to just kind of like springboard my intuition. Hi, Vivian. It's nice to see you, Vivian. And let me just take a look here, Jackie B. And I've gotten down the the questions. The last person being Patty DiAgostino. And we got Kelsey's question and Jasmine's and Fiona's and Jackie's, of course, the first one there. So, oh, my pleasure. That would be, I really would look forward to reading on that. That would be such a lovely break from you know, politics and negative stuff. So we're not taking any more questions now. I'm sorry, Vivian. I have like you have to get here early and write it in and get it because it goes very quickly. But again, um, if you don't get that question answered, come back next Sunday and just, before 3 o'clock, before other people might type theirs in, just type in all caps directly into the chat log and post your question. Mm. And just know that if you don't see anybody else there, it's like, oh, I'm good to go. I'm going to be getting my question read because it takes really a long time and it takes a lot of energy. And I have some health issues. So I just need to reserve a lot of my energy for my healing. Otherwise, I might end up sleeping, not dead, sleeping. Okay. And just thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. There's a lot of shows on Sunday, and I appreciate you popping in and checking me out. Um, just want to say, try to be positive vibes here and kindness, you know, kindness to each other and yourself. And of course, to the reader, myself here. um, I think there's enough negative. We're all pretty tired of it. Okay. Yeah, I take 5 questions total. And if it's like a kind of, if the timing looks like there's open, sometimes I will do more than that, but I tend not to. It's just too taxing. Um, And it's odd because I'm kind of hyped up after I read, but after that, the next few days, my energy is kind of like, it takes it out of you. It does. So I thought I can't be doing that. And the other thing is, you may not give as accurate a reading. So that's why I have, you know, tried to do what I can do to give people for free that can get here ahead and get their question in before the limit of 5 is gone. A good reading. And it's kind of just the way I've figured out that I can do that. So let me just kind of get dialed in, y'all. Maya, I love your photo with your husband. Thank you so much, Fiona. Let me just see here. And if you had questions for this week, this live, and I did not get to you. Once I post up the notice for the next live, you can just pop right on and just post your question in there and know that, like I said, there's, if you're one of the first 5, you'll get read. All right. So, let's see. Fiona, I love the photo with your husband. You two make such a good looking couple. You're gorgeous and he is so handsome. Oh, good, my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I know that he will too. Um, we're both, you know, pretty down to earth folks. So we appreciate that. And we're getting older. Don't take ourselves too seriously, but you know, want to share some wisdom that I have gained, and we all have it. I think the internet's a great place to share it. Okay, let's see here. I just want to, oh, Jasmine, that's very nice. Thank you. Thank you for your time and energy as well. That means so much. Um, Realize I'm a human filter. This meat suit sometimes gets in the way of giving you a perfect reading. Often, so it's hard work. And so I appreciate that and understand it is I'm human. I'll do my best. And just to pay attention, see what happens. All right. Let's see, I'll just look through. Yes. Oh, Fiona wants to exchange, okay, with Michael. Okay, let me just see what Michael's question was very quickly. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I just took my antihistamine. I should have taken that way earlier. All right. Oh, the past life one. Of course. Duh. There we go. And lovely, Fiona. Thank you. That's so kind of you. And that's the kind of folks that are in my chat log. Thank you. That's so kind. All right, let me get a sip of my coffee, my drink. My husband makes lovely coffee here. Takes good care of me. My hair's still wet from my shower. Don't mind that. Uh, you know, it's just like having a bunch of friends over. So let's go ahead and get it queued up. All right, so Jackie, opportunities manifesting for you at this time. All right, let me see. Do I want to use this regular deck? I can always use this and then grab a clarifier. That's what I'll do. I always, somehow it just does not feel exactly complete if I haven't at least applied my Rider Waite deck. And I guess that's because it's primarily what I, you know, taught myself on with. And yes, Isadora is an awesome mod. She truly, truly is. And I am very grateful. All right. So let's see, Jackie B. Opportunities for Jackie B. Got my Trish James oracles out here and a couple other decks, and something else is wanting me to. I just feel it. It's like a little itch. Something's nudging me here. Which one? Which one to use? Which one to use? Maybe the Rosabelle oracle. Huh? Somehow I think it's the Starry Beginnings one, the one I have not used yet here. Maybe not in a long time. Found it again. I feel like I need to use that deck. Okay, I'm just, I'm learning to give over. I'm pretty bossy to myself. Um, I'm can be very hard-headed, and I've learned, how have I learned to listen to intuition? You guys know what I'm talking about. When you argue with yourself and your intuition's like, okay, then. And you're like, wait a minute. I, I better do what my intuition's saying. All right. So let's see. For Jackie B, let's see if this deck will even works out. Uh, what opportunities are manifesting for Jackie at this time that she needs to be aware of? Okay. Yeah, when you don't listen to your intuition, that gut, oh man, it can save your life. You don't want to, or a lot of inconvenience. Oh my goodness. Opportunities for Jackie B manifesting right now, guys. Asking the Holy Spirit. 'Cause I like it, just works so well as the messenger and between worlds, that energy for access and help. And I've had a few short, vivid dreams of the Holy Spirit, like I've said, um, outside of any religious context other than just being divine. So I feel good about tapping into that energy, asking for help. So let's see these opportunities. All right. Walk your own journey. It is essential to stay on your own path. See with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Isn't that beautiful? I have in my shorts feed the like a astronomy uh, channel that offers these. So you're to walk your own journey and stay on your own path. I know you're asking for opportunities, but I still feel like this deck, and I'm going to use the other one as well, has information for you. Past life emotion lives on in you. You are expressing more, it is releasing. So, past life emotion lives in you, and you are expressing more, it is releasing at this time. It's essential to stay on your own path and use your intuition, see with your heart, and you've got past life emotion that is needing to release. You are the breath. Listen and connect to your intuition. I'm not kidding you. And what were we all just talking about? Thank you, Holy Spirit. I think we're on cue. Thank you. You are here for a purpose, learning, realizing what matters to you. You can't see that so well here, but it's all kind of white. It's a shame. And no longer holds power over you. It says dissolve attachments of the past with love. So right now, I would say there are opportunities for you to release, especially past life energy. At this time, it sounds like just by following your intuition, you don't have to do anything crazy, and just to stay on your own path and realizing what matters to you and expressing, especially expressing it out. Yeah, the intuition. Can you just friggin' believe it, you guys? We all just tap that in. I'm not kidding. You know that I am not smart enough to be able to do this. You know that, right? Yes. So this is important that you keep releasing it and developing your intuition, because as you release, I think, and as we release stuff, it allows us to be open to more that is helpful to us rather than, something we need to let go of that served its purpose. I just flipped it over just because, it says let go of a fixed plan, allow for spontaneity and growth. That's really beautiful. So it's really like lightening up, Jackie. It's about lightening up your kind of and releasing past life pent up energy. Um, and following the beat of your own drum and honoring that, not feeling like it's less than somebody else's or less meaningful or any less powerful. Uh, really appreciating it and enjoying it and realizing what you need to release, let go. Truly resonates. I'm so happy to hear it. You've been journaling and letting go. Oh, wow, great. Meditating and trusting your intuition. Well, Spirit definitely wanted to say, pat on the back here. Great job. That is recognized, and you are also being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. I just felt like that. Okay. And that's why your intuition is important right now for you to continue to release and polish it and expand it. And you're doing it just by following your intuition. You can't go wrong there. So I hope that's helpful. I'll pull a couple of I'll pull a couple. Which one? I'll pull a couple of these cards. These are my weird Maruka deck card. And they used everyday objects, and it's just like, let's just see if we can get any meaning out of these for you. Um, Sometimes what you might ask, and boy, do I know it, does not always come through, but another message will. And sometimes we need to set aside what we want to know sometimes and listen to what's being given to us, especially if it's a confirmation like this. This is wild. Anyway, let's just see. Let's draw just four real quick for you, and then we'll go on to the next person. And after I read, if there's enough time, I might throw some fast cards on Melania just for shits and giggles. Okay, let's see. All right. Anything else she needs to know, Jackie B? Spirit. Sounds like she's been doing a good job. Really and truly. Working on yourself is huge. A lot of people are very lazy. T set. Gossip, reputation, and talk. Avoid gossiping and stay away from those who gossip. Not hard. And stay away from those who gossip about you. Well, and greenhouse. Growth, success, maturity. Comes from your good deeds and past efforts. So, new growth, getting rid of toxic people or people that are trifling, that just, you don't need, it's not good energy. And this is fresh, this is new, this is maturing, and, expecting also positive outcomes from your good deeds and past efforts. So, again, there's a message about your past, releasing some of the toxic stuff, but there's also good stuff that may come up that you may not anticipate. And, avoid trifling people. I don't think that's hard to, you know, because if they're talking about, as the saying goes, and I don't like to hang out with gossips myself. Tease a little bit of one thing, but people that gossip, you always think, what do they say about you when your back is turned? They're talking about everyone else. And then, it's not a good thing. So that kind of energy is not good. Don't friend up with people doing that. It's icky. Hey, Sayin. Nice to see you. And Isadora says, I have some really awful arguments with myself. Yes, me too. And then you're like getting on your own nerves. You can't get away from yourself. I usually make my hands busy or make myself read a book, give myself a timeout. Okay. All right. The next person's Jasmine. What universe blessings are coming towards me in the next 30 days? Ooh. All right. Let's see what we've got. Should I try that? I can't help but go back to that Starry Beginnings deck. Just feels like the right one for the day. And if you're interested in this deck, the person that made it, their name is Cassie, Cassi, letter I, Cassie White. And it's a good quality deck. Matte with foiled edges, little booklet. Oh, nice. I should probably read it. All right. Let's see what we get for Jasmine C. What universe blessings are coming towards them? Her. What blessings? Please use these cards. I'm trying to dial into the Holy Spirit. My guides. Let's see. What does she need to know? What are the blessings? And thank you for those blessings. You got to remember to say thank you. Okay, let's take a look, see what we get. Be, feel, receive abundance. All that you desire is achievable. And there's this beautiful ring. Unfortunately, my green screen kind of hampers the card's effect. But be, feel, receive abundance. That's a nice blessing. Dang. You know, I wouldn't be mad about that. It is safe to let go. You are surrounded by love. And it's just this beautiful, pure, there you go. Now you can kind of see that burst of light. So Holy Spirit's also letting you know that they've got your back. You can trust. And it is safe to let go of anything, again, toxic, that you need to, that's hurtful to you. And it's all perfectly all right to open your arms wide to receive the abundance that spirit intends for you. And it's unmistakable. And it's saying all you desire is achievable. You are surrounded by this pure love. And it's okay to let go. You know, it's hard for some of us to let go. I know for me, it's like, oh, you gotta be kidding, you know. And you hear about people, it always makes me laugh when I'm watching the about NDEs and people start arguing with the divine and they don't want to come back. And they're like, no, no, I'm not going back down there. And the divine's like, see you. Time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. So you can let go. You can expand and try to do things differently. You can try something new. You don't have to repeat yourself. You can kind of reinvent yourself. Time to do it differently. Go beyond those, you know, maybe maybe lines that once protected you need to come out and you know, expand a little bit. And it's safe to let go. Oh my God. Feel and release. And it says, release all you've accumulated on this journey. Just hand it over to the divine and just give it over. I do this from time to time because you know, this world's overwhelming to those of us that are a little bit different, you know, and a lot of us are very actually empathetic, and giving that over and realizing it's not ever been meant for you to carry all on your shoulders. Give it over. Release all that and all the projections that people have said, you're not this enough, you're not that enough, or what, it's their projection. This is not an accurate statement of who you are ever. Um, just release it, flush it like a toilet. And you also are being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. There's a lot of you, we're seeing a pattern here, even with different cards, but being told to release, release, let go. You're safe. You've got the light around you at this time. Um, and you are loved and to receive. You get three, three, three. Say, I can't do this. It's them. I'm just the messenger. I'm just a little pink blob of flesh with a little spark of light. But they want you to release again. And it just shows that this is a message we should all listen to because you can only benefit. Release the negative that you've accumulated on this journey, expand, open to love, and understand that you are deserving to to good things of abundance and to feel safe. Um, let love be your guide. Live a life from love, guided by love, not guided by jealousy, not guided by fear that you're not enough, not guided by fear of lack. Just let go. We all really need to let go because there's only so much that we can do about everything. And there comes a point where we've got to just where where we have tried and are trying and will continue to, but above and beyond that, just give it over to the divine, the universe, whatever you call it, ancestors. Let them all have a helping hand. Let go of a fixed plan. Allow for spontaneity and growth. Be clear on what you want. Oh, this is so true. Put action to your goals and make them a reality. Be clear on what you want. Journaling's always good. For me, I can only say it helps me process. No longer holds power over you. Dissolve attachments of the past with love. With love. Just like, nah, sorry, sorry, guilt. I'm done with you, you know? Explore, love, create. The only thing that holds you back is you. All right. I think that's beautiful. I hope that's helpful. And as always, this is recorded. Play it back because a lot of times a week later things might manifest and you might say, wow, that lines up. Or, you know, I found that way. Anyhow. All right. So Kelsey Wells. Okay. Will I secure a job in sales or marketing by September? Let's just see what the likelihood is. And know that things are fluid but I'll do my best for you. And you might want to have more than one reading on that as we get closer to September. So let me see. Kelsey Wells and securing a job in sales or marketing by September. All right, Holy Spirit, help us out. Is it likely that Kelsey is going to find a job in sales and or marketing by September? So sometime throughout this new month of August coming and these last few days of July, maybe? What is the likelihood? Positive or negative? Let me see. Well, I think it's possible. Page of Pentacles. This could be like an application. This could be like an interview, the start of, and often is about job, work, school, because he's holding the pentacle. And so you're asking me about a job, and this would be like an entry level as well, quite possibly with this page, because the page is one of the beginning of the court cards on up to the king. So this would be like an entry level, I would say. Let's see what's paired with. And there is a knight moving in. Um, so I do think with the cups, it would be something that is appealing to you. There could be a job offer here that is going to be moving towards you. And I think in the relatively near future, so I think it's extremely possible and perhaps probable. Let's pull just a couple more cards. You may not be anticipating it. This is kind of sometimes disconnection, being preoccupied with other things, sometimes not feeling particularly exceptional one way or another. It can be like, you may not like the offer, I'm not sure, but you do get the Judgment card, and this calls for seeing beyond, seeing the bigger picture and using maturity um, and judgment. So don't just wave off some kind of, I think, a job you might be offered just because it might be more of a beginning level. There is something here that says that you might be missing out on something here that you may not anticipate that could be very life changing. I see an offer of help, or like, you help me, I help you. This is an exchange sometimes, but often helps. So there could be someone that will help you out in getting this kind of work. Yeah, and then you get the nine of cups. And I just right away, the first thing that thought to me was the month of September. It's the ninth month, I know, because it's my birthday. And um you're satisfied, very satisfied card here. So there might be someone that does you a solid, maybe puts in a good word or two. It might be slow going initially. It might make you feel a little bit meh, but I feel like there is some kind of opportunity, maybe through someone's offering of help. Okay, if that makes sense. Good. I'm glad to see that you are at least open to that. And, it looks like to me with that judgment card, that's important. There's like, hey, there's something really good growth-wise that could be connected to this. Don't faff it away, don't ignore it and just think, I'll call that later. Consider it. Look a little deeper. There's some kind of help that is going to be very satisfying, some kind of work. Maybe it's that you're going to be feeling like you're satisfied that you can offer help. It could be like you actually enjoy the job. Um, I do get the 10 of Wands and the Lovers. So there could be a choice about whose agreement you would take. Could be a lot of work. So read the fine print, make sure that you're thoughtful to not overextend yourself. And that's why maybe this other, this openness for other job is good. I see the card of disappointment from the past where you've had to leave something, maybe where there was some kind of nostalgia, or maybe just like maybe you had made some good friends. I don't know. But I really feel like saying, just let that past disappointment go. Moving on is for now. Yeah, Ace of Cups again and a King of Swords. I think that would be like somebody that would like a manager, boss, that kind of thing, especially because of the managerial feeling of the King of Swords. Somebody that's very organized. Excuse me. And the Ace of Cups, a new relationship opening, expression, communication, maybe even hitting it off well. Three of Cups looks like socially, and then there's a Queen of Wands. Uh, looks really positive. So I'm gonna hold out. I hope I'm right and say that I think it looks very favorable for that. All right, Kelsey, keep us in the loop. And if I'm not right, I'm sorry, but I get really good cards for you as of right now. So, just keep plugging away, and what field would it be in? Sales or marketing? I think either one. Um, because I'm getting the coin. So it could be either one of those. Pick the one, maybe you'll get offered one of each, eh? But pick the one that appeals to you the most and that has growth. All right? Trust your intuition and take a chance here. Don't think that something is going to be like the past. I don't know. Just consider this and put it on the old mental shelf, okay? And see if it applies over because I see something very positive coming forward. Yeah? All right. Okay, so next question is Patty D'Agostino. I just want to make sure I didn't skip anybody because sometimes that happens. And then it will be Michael. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Patty's is hello, laid off, 27-year union job. Well, poop. I'm sorry to hear this, read this. Which the union is a hospital union, but I never worked in a hospital. Mm. Uh, Union will send me to hospital for interviews, but I don't have experience. Okay. And the next part, to work in hospitals. I'm a data entry clerk, but the jobs are only for unit clerk that I don't have experience. What do you see? Plus, I'm 62 and don't want and want to retire at 65. All right, let's just see. Let's just open up and just see what we get for you and what the advice spirit would give. All right. So let me just see. but you don't have the experience. Okay, Patty DiAgostino. Want to shift gears? I need a sip of coffee because my voice is getting scratchy. Excuse me. All right. What is the advice for Patty DiAgostino? And I'm going to grab the predictions deck also. Excuse me. It is so year round pollinating here. In my years, I have become more allergic to the pollen. All right, let's just see with the Rider Waite deck what we have coming job wise. And what the advice is with Spirit for you job wise. I wish I knew, but I'll try to offer what these cards show. And I'm certainly pulling for you. My husband's trying to make it as long as he can at his job before he has to retire. So I can appreciate you wanting to be able to retire at 65. Gets to be too much. And you need to have some enjoyment. What's for Patty? What's the news for Patty? Job wise for her. What does she need to be aware of? What should she do? What is ahead job wise? What does she need to be aware of? Right. Let me just get my other pillow here behind the small of my back. Oh, yes, that's much better. Okay, I've got the Queen of Swords, and to me, that's you. Mature woman, data entry sounds about right. All right. Here we have the Three of Swords, and that's heartbreak and loss, sometimes separation. Let me just see what else we've got ahead. We have the Five of Pentacles. That could be the hospital energy, as well as that Three of Swords, actually. Let's see what else. I read in pairs. And yeah, this Five of Swords is like it's not being honest about it. Your skills, you're right. Okay. Now this could be learning something, Page of Pentacles, or some other entry where you're, I would say, also being trained or taught. Perhaps some place is going to offer that. Yeah, there's an offer coming with the Knight of Cups. I swear I shuffled the heck out of this deck. And I get it with a job feeling and learning new skills. That new feeling of like, okay, I'm learning new information. I'm figuring out instructions. This is new. There is money involved in this. And there's also learning something. I don't think you're going I see you moving forward, or at least you have an opportunity coming towards you to learn more skills, and have another entry level type of a job, maybe where you're learning on the job. It looks like there's that shifting, juggling energy that would be a bit difficult for you to do, but I think, girl, you might be able to swing it. It's a juggle at first, a little crazy. And there's a sense of being confined or trapped or restricted, and you're trying to feel less restricted. Okay. Then I get the nine of pentacles, but I get the five of cups. So, there's, I think, disappointment or loss where big money was concerned or a certain better lifestyle. Um, but here's new energy, and this could be the start of a new job. Honestly, I was just reading up on some of my decks, books on the tarot, and I was just thinking, oh, I never, thought that about so much about the Knight of Wands, but now I see it. And it was talking about new jobs, something new and unexpected, quite possibly. And learning, though, is still going to be part of this with this page energy. It is very much something new and unexpected. And there is an emotional appeal of something. So I think in the meantime, while you're trying to work this out, there is something that in the midst of trying to juggle what you're going to do, something comes up. Sometimes we have to try something else for this other window to pop open. Just be open. Yeah, and there's another page of wands. So there's an initiation of where you're putting your energy and you're building that and expanding that energy from the ace to the page of wands. Peace of mind, there's some struggle with that. I think maybe initially with the four of swords and the five, there's conflict perhaps in retirement, you know, there's competition too. And that at that point you might just decide to retire. Let me just get another couple. Yeah, here's the past, a card of the past, nostalgia. All right, what do we get it? Because I read in pairs, Patty. I'm getting judgment, a decision that you make, that you're ready, I think, uh, to probably retire at some, point like you're saying. You're going to choose something where, and it's just like you said, it's an entry level job. It may not be with this place, you know? There is new awareness here, and it's liberation from the past. And where the past, I think it's making you to be just a little bit more open to something, because there might be something that you actually, with that Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands, are kind of inspired by and is appealing. So I think there could be something you do find. It may not be this, it may not be what is going on here, but there's an expanded awareness. Yes, keep alternatives in mind. You are not going to be given, don't put all, was it, the saying, all in one basket, all in one way only. This whatever it is that you're working through this union, you might get something else that's a little job that tides you over till you're ready to uh retire. Keep open, and you can bring balance. There's a decision. Again, you get big, really good sense in the decisions that you're making ahead of you. So I'm not too worried about you. I think that you just need to think outside of the box a little bit here and not think and look beyond what you would say is the confines, because that's holding you back right there. And they're telling you you need to make a decision to go outside of their perimeter. for yourself for your last handful of years here that till you retire through next 3 years, right? That's what I feel. Um, I'm hoping that that makes sense to you, love. You lost your job on your 62nd birthday, and your mom had a massive stroke on it. Well, poop. That's just not. Mm-mm. No wonder you had those hard cards. Don't thank you, Isidore. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This job where it's defining of where you got to be. Spirit's saying, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go by what where they say you can go. Go get another entry level job outside of their system because it's only going to be another 3 years until you decide to retire. And I see you making a wise decision, a balanced decision, and to realize legally also that you have more than one option. Explore your options, Patty. That's what it's saying. Don't let them make you think that you have only to go through them. They're saying there's, I don't know what it is. That's for you to find out, but there's something more for you. And that's why I think I got those pages. It's like a beginning little job, but something that you would get a kick out of. There's that Ace of Wands and the, and that's lighthearted too with that. And it might even, I don't know, would it involve children? I don't know. Or pets or something. I don't know. Whatever it may be, it just might be that it's kind of lighter. It's not so serious, so stressful. And that would sure be nice, yeah. Little entry level, it just to tide you over till that's something that you don't mind going to, yeah. That you don't have to hold your nose to go to. I am getting for you the nine, the wish card of the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Wands. Just expand outside of the lines a little that they are saying. There's other options for you that I think you will find. So you keep me in the loop. I think you will find something until you retire. I think so. And let me just get a little something. You've had a rough go. I know. I'll pull from the sugar coated oracle. Something sweet. Just a little spiritual pick me up. You oh girl. That is just my heart goes out to you. That stinks. Not cool. Okay, Spirit. Can you give Patty some blessing? All my subscribers, all that view this, whether they're subscribed or not, but especially if they're subscribed, blessing. Please, please, please help them, guide them, protect them, and theirs. Thank you. And this especially for Patty. What's the message? Inner strength, Patty. Courage and willpower. Go, go, go. That's you. And speak up and be heard. Don't accept what they say is there's other alternatives. Ask and push. Be a squeaky, wheel. Don't stop waste. Don't waste your time, energy, or money, girl. And possibilities. Unleash your potential. Again, it just makes me feel, Patty, that there is more for you than you might be aware of or might be giving yourself credit for. So speak up. You are strong. You might be tired being strong. I get it. But use your courage and your willpower. And you've probably been speaking up for a lot of people all your life. Now it's time for you. Gratitude. Look at this for the little things. That's blessing for you. And wisdom. You didn't get to be this age by being a dummy. Wisdom, learn from experience. So check out, ask. Don't be afraid to ask. And if it's no, what did I just say? It says take a chance. Ask. A calculated risk. Ask. There's some sort of other potential. Leveling up, take it to the next level. That's encouraging. Plan to succeed. Set clear goals. So if they can't offer you what you need, find it and go outside of them. Oh, happy Parents' Day. Everybody that's parents, whether you have human children or fur babies or feathered babies, uh, fish babies, no matter what creatures, all creatures great and small. I think that encompasses because caretaking is a privilege. It truly is. I wish, oh, that's another discussion for another day. But Patty, there is another little job for you, but look outside of this union thing. I think you're going to have to. I think you'll find something and believe in yourself and kick ass because you deserve it. And get back to me. All right. But believe in yourself. All right. Next one. And the last one is for Michael Anderson. And we're going to take a look at past life and see how that goes and see what I can get. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Which deck do I want to use? Ooh. Okay. Okay. The Personal Predictions Oracle and Rider-Waite. Nice to have you here, Walter. Much love to you, Patty. I see you retiring, and deciding to retire and looking into the legalistics. Check that out. But remember, this says, and I'm rarely wrong there, that there's some other potentials. Don't believe and don't let them make you think that there's only one way. Push. You deserve it. You're worth it. Okay. Michael Anderson, past lives. Let's ask Holy Spirit to show and help me to see and gather impressions of a significant to this life. What's something significant, most significant life to his right now? What does he need to know about? Who was he? Show me by using court cards. I want to focus just like an X right on Michael. Show me the court cards of who he was and what was going on. Please and thank you. And I'm starting to get the spiritual psychic warmth. You turn that down. Woo. Okay. We get the fool. You were the fool. A wanderer. Somehow India just hit me, and a wanderer through the hills, the mountains, like a sage. Not like this fool that's silly and about ready to fall off a cliff. Ah, but we get some sort of a block. You've blocked something. Oh, you've blocked your your you play it too safe, maybe. Maybe you don't take the risk to have faith sometimes where you need to. There's something here about that. But I just see in my mind's eye, where did I put my hair thing? There we go. Whew, got to tie up the hair. I'm getting India, where you were more carefree, maybe too carefree. Now there's some sort of a block on that. I do. I get like a sage energy. In fact, I'm getting it rather warmly. The Page of Swords. Okay, and I'm getting, you were recognized. You were, I think you were sought for wisdom. This is something that's coming to me right here with this Page of Swords and the Six of Wands. Visions and just, consultation. But I think it was somehow kind of a bit overwhelming. May have been part of the reason why you kept moving. Didn't want to feel trapped. Recognition. People liked you with the Six of Wands, and they wanted to see you, especially with that Page of Swords. Almost kind of a stalky, sorry, kind of an energy, like, ooh, that's enough people. It feels like you were a loner that wanted to be more alone than you got left alone because I feel like we're a sage. Yeah, I'm getting the Eight of Wands. So there's that kicking up of energy and the Lovers. So you have the acceleration of being drawn. I'm getting like an Indian, like a Hindu god. This probably doesn't make any sense to you, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. I feel like there's being like you would have served this. I feel like it's almost like a Krishna type of a popular devotee. And you would have had women following you as well. And that's maybe why you were kind of. I know this sounds crazy, but if you know a little bit about Krishna and their devotees, it's quite interesting. I once had a dream about Krishna, and I was stunned because I'd never really had any interest to learn about him. But I'm getting that vibe here. Okay, what else we're getting? There's just attraction that people had. Ooh, even to the point of wanting to, uh, but I feel like then there's to the point here we have fighting. Here we have some sort of a possible assault or a fall off of maybe even like how, yeah, maybe it actually did fall from a height. It could have been trying to avoid a crowd, people that were attracted trying to crowd you or come, want something from you. What else? It would have been unexpected type of a fall. We have the Three of Swords and people not a lack of self-control. I think people needing to calm down. Um, and it creates, I just feel like where they're trying to get their hands on you. They can't regulate themselves, dysregulated, and it causes the injury. So some fall. Does that make sense to you at all, Michael? Some kind of fall in a past life? Is he still here? And I get a King of Cups, a man, an adult male, he would have been, very much that spiritual seer, psychic energy. Um, and the last, and the Knight of Swords. So this is again the people moving very swiftly, I feel like, towards him and causing him to fall from a high place, him being sought. But I feel like for wisdom, not for anything he did, because the only other thing could be that you could see it as a result of maybe a love relationship, but I'm not getting another card of feeling, except for that Three of Swords. Could have been a love triangle. Maybe there was someone that became, I'm just feeling like there's jealousy. Hi, Dutch guy. I'm just feeling like there was jealousy because you had recognition, and I think someone's love um, may have been a bit sweet on you, and I feel like something was unexpected, and there's a fall from a great height, actually like a mortal fall, because there's an assault, maybe even shoved off. I can't avoid that with the cliff reference here. And this is about people that can't regulate their emotions, their passions, um, and mind themselves. And here we get that rush of energy, and I feel like it's toward a very sensitive, compassionate, loving, romantic, almost like roomy type of a vibe, uh, male energy. Okay, that's interesting. There might be dreams or visions. You may have been born into a family of wealth and chosen to uh, learn, I feel like, some sort of devotion or philosophy that was unique because you got the Fool. You were willing to go outside of the norms, and it was attractive. And I think especially to females, or yeah, and I think unfortunately this, there could have been a love triangle. There's this attraction. It's kind of like you kind of had almost like rock star in a sense status among the people, because it's like you can see, hear how people are like, oh my goodness, he's in town, you know? And there's this fantasy that people have as well, that where they don't regulate themselves, you know, they're living in their mind, and they can crowds. I feel like it's not just one person that's coming. I feel like there's someone that's gotten a few others to join in and target you in that life, maybe uh, for the fact that they had a sweetheart that was sweet, I think, on you. I think you were quite popular. Yeah, I'm getting I feel like, Michael, you were somehow this King of Cups, and now I'm getting a King of Wands, and I feel like this is the perpetrator, this is the instigator. Yes, the one who lacked temperance, the one who lacked self-control. Hmm. Michael was like, a ladies' man of some kind. And I think, like Krishna, I know that the Krishna devotees had a lot of song, and love was featured, and people would go crazy about it. It's really fascinating. Had I had not had the dream I had about Krishna, um, I would never have bothered to read up about him, and I wouldn't have this information now here to tell you. But it makes sense to me in a very weird way. Um, let's see what else we get. Just curious. And I'll just go ahead and use the Maruka deck. Okay. And then I'm going to throw fast cards on Melania and ask if she was part of the Epstein model. That's, how she met Trump. I think that that's pretty much a given. I don't even know if I'll bother. But let's see. Last bits for Michael and a past life that is significant to his now that he should be aware of. What was the energy? Just give me a few cards to describe it. Made, giving, help, support, or serve. So someone, that helps others comes to change lives for the better. And I get minibar. I get escape, excess, or dependency. Free yourself from all enslavements that drain your life energy. Maybe someone also that helped others who um, had addictions or things that they needed to change in their life to help them kind of clean up. Yeah, broom, clean up. I cannot, I'm not kidding you, Michael. Um, Clean up, clearing, fixing, clearing away obstacles. The path ahead is now clear. Think just supporting, being a very supportive person for those perhaps that have had addictions, definitely in another life, and maybe in this life too. And fish tank, auspicious, you have prosperity. The seeds, you know how the other deck showed you as being wealthy? I'm getting it again. I think you've been wealthy in another life. Auspicious prosperity. The seeds that you planted in the past are now ready to bring prosperity. I think there's also past life work that you've done in helping other people, maybe around cleaning up their lives and just being supportive in that way. There's some kind of possibility that you're going to have positive things come for you in this life from doing that. Fan. Cool off, keep calm, breathe. Be willing to adjust your stance in situations where there is tension. And maybe that is a lesson to be flexible and cool off and de escalate where there is tension and avoid gossipy people. Stay away from those that would gossip about you and others. This is that kind of that tea, or where you have a reputation for being a hothead, not wanting that. Again, first aid. I was going to say, I think that you've probably worked a life in a hospital as both male and female, as like orderly and nurse, and even possibly doctor. I get medicine here. And that's the second time. So now I, put that out there too for you. See if that resonates. Um, And again, this is for health of other people, for helping them to clean up and become well and whole again. All right. So I hope that's helpful. Shall we take? That is crazy. Shall we take a look at not Ivana. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Switch gears. You can see I'm getting tired now. It's a good thing I'm getting ready to fold. All right, let's take a look at, let me just take this down. And those are the questions we did. All right. Now I'm just going to take a look and see if Melania met Trump through the Epstein, was it Jean, was it Luc Brunel? Wasn't that the guy that Epstein was first connected to that um, ended up not being alive anymore? Did Melania work for one of those Epstein model? Because Trump was into that whole thing too, with his pageants and modeling agencies. They'd get these girls from Eastern Europe because that's what he likes primarily. So was Melania, did she come through that shoot, shall we say? The Epstein, Ella Epstein. I'm picturing her, and I'm picturing Epstein and that whole time, and that modeling, that time when they were doing the models and all of that. Is she through his connection of Epstein? Because I know they first, unfortunately, I know when they were first intimate, I'm sorry to tell you too, was on Epstein's plane. Well, this says yes. This is a 10. Look at all that money and people and families that are wealthy and have brands like the Trumps and others. Yes, yes. This is a yes to that. But she doesn't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Doesn't want to talk about it. Wants to deny it. Just like, I would like her to speak all those languages that she's supposed to be able to and fluently. That's what they've said. She doesn't want to talk about it, but yeah, yeah. And to me, this is big money, being given big money. She went through that, but doesn't want any action, doesn't want anyone whipping up any smoke about it. Look at this. Wants to hide herself away, but people are going to dig. People are on the scent. And I just don't think this thing's going away. Not for nothing. I said it the first time when I was looking at the cards, when I was reading on uh, Gillian, is how some of them say her name, Gillian, or Gillian even. Page of Cups, young, innocent, not real worldly. All the better to, oh, when I get these two cards together, ick. The Hermit and the Page of Cups. And those of you that have studied the tarot know that that can sometimes be the sign of those that like minors, older men, or usually, but not always, that like younger, fresh faces, like how Jeffrey did. Blech. This is saying yes, there was money to be made through there. And she's a very transactional lady. Now, something is coming forward here in the future, and it's coming from overseas. Maybe more information. She won't like that. Ooh, and pictures, visuals, actually. We're going to get more pictures. Oh gosh, is Russia going to put up more pictures or something? I don't know. Somebody could leak more pictures from elsewhere, maybe from her past. Oh, when she was in the modeling, era thing. We have strength and the fool. Somebody was really green and lacked maturity. They've gained it now. But look, youth and maturity. She did something foolish. There's something that's going to haunt her. Maybe Trump, I don't, I think took her on to help her. This might be part of their deal. I'll make your problem go away. It's something that's like where she took a chance she shouldn't have with that fool and that strength card. Yeah, there was some kind of loss here for her. And it deals with travel or, trying to become successful, maybe being accepted for jobs in other countries. A lot of times models are sent. And so she wasn't getting something. She was very green. Now she is quite the opposite. She's very skilled in learning how to control her outer demeanor, more so than Trump for sure. Something's going to come back and haunt her. She's got the Ten of Wands and the Empress. That's her. And all the money, money, money. All about money. Some things that she may have done when she was younger, thinking she was going to, become some wealthy wife uh, in a wealthy family. It's like she wanted that. That shows up. And so we got, I feel like, helped out of a rocky situation. I think some sort of blackmail potential on her. Oh my God. But there's the tower. She thinks she's going to be in the clear, not so fast. This boat sinks unexpectedly. Something unexpected, maybe during travel. Maybe someone did something they shouldn't have to her. I don't know. I'm speculating there, but something very disturbing, disrupting happening for her. Nine of Cups, it's about pleasure. Yuck. And the Knight of Wands. Gee, I wonder what that could be. It's a tinging on the tawdry, shall we say. And it's going to be viral. And there's going to be a decline as a result for her of support, I think. So someone's going to look to, I think, tear her down, not just Trump. Going to start probably getting pictures of her, you know? It looks like somebody somewhere is, and maybe from overseas, could be one of our friends overseas going, oh, look what we found of Melania. What's this? Better get it to the, Yeah, there's secrets with the high priestess and the devil. There's definitely some sexual icky things. I don't really want to know. And this is manipulation. We're talking like that blackmail type of energy. She probably was used to blackmail people at points. And we get a Queen of Cups. I'll have to look. I know she's a Taurus, but I wonder if she doesn't have some water in her chart. Um, yeah, she's got some dark stuff in her past in connection through that kind of thing, that Epstein kind of modeling. They should look there. Or I think something more is going to come out about that. Let's just watch that space. Or not. All right, guys. All right, one more card. Oh, yeah, she's going to really this is going to be very detrimental uh, very quickly to support where they feel more like they have to protect themselves, like they've lost support again. Oh, this is, she could end up being feeling like she wants to leave. This is her. And there might be a King of Cups that she sees as a winner, and she would like to go to him now. So when that breaks, there maybe this is a boyfriend, because it's not Trump. Oh, this is yeah, something really that gets released that's very negative. Whole, I think worldwide, yeah, kind of see it. Her past, and maybe again there might be evidence, pictures, receipts of various kinds, if you will, recorded evidence. So there's going to be a scandal on her and on her life that she led up to before becoming respectable. Watch that space. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next Sunday at 3. Take care. Disconnect from politics every now and again and do something else. Remember that we're going to get through this no matter what, but this is going to get ugly. Well, thank you, Arisha. Thank you so much. And bless you, bless all of you, anyone that sees this, lifting you up, entrusting you to the divine. You and yours and mine. That rhymes. Maybe I should start doing some bars. Bye.